You can trust yourself. You can trust that when you go through the crown era, midlife, it's not a crisis. It's only you curating your life in a different way. It's clarity. So I've been reflecting on the changes that have been happening in the last, I don't know, 5 to 7 years of my life now that I'm 55 and I'm feeling good and I'm on the other side of menopause. I noticed that there was a lot of different levels to my changing. The first change that I noticed, of course, was biological. I want to say biological and emotional, but I really believe the biological is what kicked off the emotional changes. So trusting that my body was changing, even though I didn't know it in the inside, I portrayed a different personality on the outside. People have said you change or you're quiet or you're this or you're that. And I'm knowing now, reflecting back, because hindsight is always 2020, correct? Correct. That the changes that was happening in the inside was preparing me to just propel me. It was preparing me and propelling me into this midlife crown era intuitive awakening further. I see I've always been intuitive. I've always been an empath to a certain degree. But biologically, my body started shifting and changing. My hormones started shifting and changing. And I became more sensitive to the things and the people around me. I was even more sensitive to myself, to my own touch, to my own thinking. My sensitivity was heightened to a level that I couldn't understand and sometimes I couldn't control. The emotional swings of highs and lows. You think you're going crazy. You think you're bipolar. Did something happen? Was it a trauma? Well, menopause and just entering midlife is not trauma. It's God telling you that it's time to move into your soul purpose. It's time to see yourself as you are and remember the reasons why you came here on this beautiful playground we call Earth. So biologically, yes, our bodies change for both ourselves, women and men. And I'm grateful and thankful because that change is really preparing my body to stay here even longer. Not being of childbearing age anymore is really allowing me to step into a new lifespan. If you don't recall back in the day, I mean, like way, way back in the day, people died at childbirth. It was this big revelation to get into mid age or old age. Those women were revered as wise and brilliant. And so now in the society today, this age should still and is claiming to be just as wise and just as brilliant because we cannot lose the wisdom of the crown era. We cannot lose the wisdom of intuitive knowledge. So when you think about your biology, definitely go to the doctor, get your blood work. If you think you're going through midlife or perimenopause or menopause, get your blood work together. Make sure your hormones are on point because you want to live. And that is what your body is telling you to do. Your body is telling you to check yourself before you wreck yourself as a Gen Xer. The second thing that I know that our bodies well, this one of the pathways into midlife is the psychological shift, as I said before, which usually it's like hand in hand, right? It's the head or tails. Because when our biological bodies change, our psychological bodies change. We see ourselves differently. We understand different things in ways that we have never thought of. Our epiphanies come faster. Our intuitive hits come faster and cleaner. It nudges us even deeper and we move into this um how do I want to say it? We move into this no nonsense, I don't want to hear the BS way of being. That's the only way that I can say it. It's more like I'm going to I don't got time to be dealing with you because you're lacking something that I cannot lack anymore. And so it's all still about survival, but not survival and to say, I'm going to die and you're scared. It's more like surviving this this way to reconnect with spirit and be in alignment with your new purpose in life, your new soul purpose, because our purpose tends to change throughout the decades. Our soul calling is pretty much the same thread, but our purpose changes. We at one point we had a purpose to be a wife, or we had a purpose to be a mother, we had a purpose to be a, employee or a business owner, a sister, a brother. We had a lot of different purposes, nursemaid, caregiver, all those different titles. But our true purpose now for midlife or for this crown era, as I like to call it, is that s- our purpose is for ourself, the soul evolving life force. We see ourself with self-love, with self-respect, with self-honor, with self-discipline. It all comes back to us, and that's our new psychology. The third thing I know that is a big shift and change, and you need to trust. You want to trust this is the social component. The social component of who you are and the changes around your community. My degree is in sociology, so your norms and your values change, but also the people around you change. You would rather have one person in your corner who understands this transition in the way you do and is willing to move into this transition to have a healthier lifestyle when you're in your crown era versus 10 people or 5 people who just are not willing to either be in the crown era with you or they're not of that level yet. And it's okay because they won't understand the wisdom that is coming through you until they hit that part. And then you can be the teacher and the wise woman for them. But sociology and having those new norms and values is so, how do I want to say it? It just becomes more meaningful to your life to be in solitude because you're able to connect with spirit more. You're able to connect with yourself, connect with spirit, and that's one of the most sacred surrenders you can do. When you have a sacred surrender, you surrender to your spirit about the changes and the new beginnings. The new beginnings that are, I'm not gonna cry, hold on. The new beginnings that are so for you that you did not know that that path was even available. It's like the way I'm seeing it in my mind's eyes is it's like there was a barricade with so many on so many levels, so many roads had barricades. And now that you're in this particular area, those barricades are lifted and now you can walk the path of your destiny. You can walk a new path of your destiny, and that's the sacred surrender to say, I'm ready to walk this path now. I'm ready to do what you want me to do at a soul level and at a soul purpose. Yeah, that's that's how I see it. That's how I feel it. That takes you into a spiritual transition where God becomes your guiding light, not in a religious way. Not in a ritual way where you have to plan and do this and do that, and you're saying, "I'm doing it for God, I'm doing it for this." No, you're doing it for yourself because you love God so much. You love the universe. You love you, and you understand that you are connected to God. It's that spiritual umbilical cord that is you and God, and God is feeding you and you are feeding God. You're one and the same. And you realize this in a level that is not just a spiritual awakening, but it's a soul awakening too. It's a soul awakening. And I know because when I had my first spiritual awakening in my 20s, I was like, we get all, I'm God, I'm this, I'm a queen, I'm this, and da 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 da. Da." And all of that is true. But it's a different level of understanding when you're in your crown era. Yes, you're a goddess. Yes, you're a queen. Yes, you have the right to do whatever you want to do. But the simplicity of love that you receive in this era, it has no fear with it. It has no sacrifice with it. It's sacred surrender. It's sacred love. It's sacred honesty. It's sacredness for your body. It's sacredness for your heart. It's sacredness for your aura. It's just sacred in ways that I'm still allowing to unfold in my own life. I'm not in a rush. Because where am I going? I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be joyful. I'm going to continue to do what I need to do and do what I want to do and do what I desire to do, either by myself or with whomever wants to come with me. So, by the way, if you're enjoying this video, go ahead and like and subscribe as we go on this journey together, as I continue to utilize my intuition to speak through, to have God speak through me and with me, because I have your greatest interest at heart. And I'm a holistic self love coach. And I've been doing this for over 20 years, but I'm seeing my eyes open more and the scales dropping off more. And it's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's a vision that I had not even known was possible, even though I knew everything was possible. All things are possible. The possibilities are endless and infinite, right? But until you see it, till you see the barricades move and you actually see the vision in front of you, it's a difference. That's when you know you've embodied something versus knowing it like I did in my 20s and 30s. So those are my 4. I'm sure there's a whole much more, but I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm going to recess, so I'm gonna take off my earrings like I'm about to fight somebody, but I'm not gonna fight nobody. I'm about to enjoy life and hit the gym, AKA the recess, and move my body with ease and grace and with love, not with punishment. Again, this is Coach Han. I love you guys so much. I have your greatest interests at heart. If you need any clarity about any of those 4 transitions and learning how to trust yourself, put it in the comments. I am not AI, and I love hearing from you because I love to respond. All right. Bye.